To actually build our website, we're going to be using a CMS called WordPress. For those who don't know what a CMS is, then no worries, as CMS basically stands for Content Management System. And a CMS is basically the platform that you build your website upon. There's lots of different options out there you can use when it comes to CMSs, such as Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, and so on and so on. However, we're going to be using WordPress for our website, as it's the best CMS out there by far for 4 main reasons. So let's head over to wordpress.org and I'll cover exactly what those 4 reasons are. So the first reason why we use WordPress is because it's the most popular CMS out there by far. In fact, 38% of the web uses WordPress. That ranges from hobby blogs to the biggest news sites online. So 38% of the whole internet are using WordPress as their CMS. Hopefully that just gives you some context just to how popular WordPress is and just how powerful the platform is indeed. We can scroll down and see what websites actually use WordPress. You can see we have the BBC right up here, we have Rolling Stone, we've got Bloomberg, which is a massive website. We even have Usain Bolt, who has his website on WordPress. WordPress is by far the most popular CMS out there. The second reason why we use WordPress is because it is open source. Open source basically means that nobody owns WordPress. And in order to get our site set up on WordPress, all we need to do is pay for hosting and then pay for a domain name. The WordPress platform itself is free. You don't have to pay to get access to WordPress. However, like any CMS you use, you will need to pay for a domain and hosting to get your website up live. But what's interesting and what I like about this WordPress open source software aspect is that they can never all of a sudden just raise their prices on you, like say Wix or Squarespace could do, for example. As if you built your website on Wix or Squarespace, then you've kind of bought into the whole platform. If they raise their prices, well, you can't just really easily move your website somewhere else. However, if you build your website on WordPress and your hosting company increase their prices, which for those who don't know, your hosting company is the company you pay to keep your site up and running, then you can simply change your hosting company without affecting your website. So I'm a big fan of WordPress for that reason, as it gives you great flexibility. And of course, WordPress is completely free as well. The third reason why I recommend WordPress is because they have a huge theme ecosystem. So let's go over to themes and I'll show you exactly what I mean. A theme is basically a skin that you can put over your website to make it look more professional. As WordPress is the most popular CMS out there, it has the most available options when it comes to themes. Meaning you have thousands and thousands of options to choose upon when it comes to determining how you want your website to look. For example, you can have your website looking like this. Or you can go for a theme that looks like this, or one like this, and so on and so on. Of course, you can have free and premium options, which I'm going to cover later on in this section of the course, but essentially, hopefully you get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. WordPress has tons and tons of themes, where if you compare that to say Wix or Squarespace, they may only have a couple 100 themes you can use. So the amount of choice you have is very limited in comparison to WordPress. The fourth and final reason why I recommend WordPress is because it has a huge ecosystem for plugins as well. Plugins are essentially little bits of functionality that you can add onto your website very easily. You just install them and automatically they will add that functionality across to your website. And these are all plugins that you wouldn't have available if your site was built on Wix or Weebly, for example. They're just not capable of creating all this extra software, and the main reason why you'll see all these extra plugins for WordPress is because all these plugins are created by individual companies, as it's an open source platform. So once again, you get way more choice when you use WordPress and way more flexibility. So that is my 4 main reasons why I recommend that you use WordPress as your main CMS.